Off the draw, Monarchs will take the opening possession. Patrick Miles will flip and retreat. Good speed running down the right side, and Jordan Dance. He'll curl out. And almost a good quick stick attempt there. And right off the bat, we've got our first penalty of the game is going to be a vision wear power play. The Monarchs will go to work. First power play of this game and first opportunity to open the scoring. Around the horn it goes. And everyone will get a touch. You see that pretty much each and every team, and that's the way you should do it. And the importance of that, Blair, obviously, just sort of getting a feel of it early on. Turnover and on the run. Good transition defense by the Monarchs as Miles was looking for an open, not Miles, but Scott Johnson. And he uses up some of the clock.
Well, Lance, one of the things that made that transition and the defense getting back was Jordan Dance getting to the bench as quick as he did. He did a great job.
Well, you see they utilized both benches as a good attempt there by Miles. Goes wide. Monarchs do a good job, though, to corral the rebound. They get a fresh clock. You're right, and you'll see, Blair, both teams utilizing each door to their advantage depending on which end of the floor is their offense and defense.
And that's one of the changes that has occurred from, I'll use when you and I used to play, but it's all gone to offense, defense. And it's nothing to say that the guys don't know how to play defense. It's just the transition and speed of the game. Oh, there's one right off the hop.
And right off the hop, good shot, good finish, and blink of an eye, power play marker, and the Monarchs are on the board. As far
a few years later, but
lacrosse. Totally right, though. And that, of course, one of the biggest changes in this sport is the offense, defense, and you got transition guys. We know that we played offense, we played defense, we were the transition. That's the way the game was played.
The other thing with lacrosse, come up with that point in a second. You got a man advantage here.
Penalty now, as once again, this time it's going to be the RiverWolves that are going to go on the power play, not before they get a chance here in possession. Quick stick inside by Braden Curran, not able to convert, and once again, it'll be a vision wear power play. This time, it'll be the RiverWolves.
To the middle.
Well, they're big. They got the equipment's big. They fill up a lot of that net, so you certainly have to get them moving. Is absolutely right, Blair. As around the horn they go, and big underhand from Keene, and rebound is corralled by Spencer Pikes. Drake Smith, no look pass is blocked, and a good swim move, but Drake Smith a good job of back checking, and he's going to get some help from Mike Burke, the captain. Hitting a trailer. Big save there by Clayton. Smith not able to corral it. Reset on the clock, and it's going to be a possession change with 1:17 to go here. Guilty party.
As he went around the net, he cut through the crease and was the next man to pick at the ball.
Eric Krapinczyk is he's sitting in the in the penalty box for slashing, and Pike not able to get that shot on net. Good job to jump on that rebound was Connor Goodwin. Ball loose, and the Monarchs will come away with it. 50 seconds to go in the man advantage, and they'll waste no time taking it to the net. Clayton steers that one aside, and the RiverWolves now will have to go back to work with plenty of time, though, to take advantage of this power play.
That was too bad. Tyler Pereira took that ball right to the net. And he looked over his shoulder once, and I'm going to call Jordan his father's name, Kevin, before it's over. But Jordan come off the bench hard once again and was only like 5-10 steps behind him. Inside that dotted line, a little flip back.
Burke still the quarterback. A shot from the shooter spot from Ryan Desvo, and the Monarchs now with 10 seconds to kill on the penalty will do their best to do that and go to work on offense. Another delayed penalty call. This one, tit for tat, of course, will be to the RiverWolves. I'm going to assume another slashing call as Dance with a good fake weaves inside, in, out. Good save by Clayton. Fresh 30, extra man out on the delayed penalty.
One too many moves by Jordan. He had him on the first fake and let him reset.
Down to the crease on the left side, kicks it back out, swing it to the right. Skip pass in the middle, good hands on the short hop. It'll come back out, down low, quick stick, stop. Clayton still can't get possession. RiverWolves will knock it away, not able to pick it up yet, and they do. So again,
too many men on the floor.
Because
your moves are all basketball moves, basically. That's why some of the coaching, Jimmy Hinkson, who coached for years, that's why. He was a great basketball man.
You're absolutely right. That's probably the analogy that I would use as well. Your basketball philosophy with your hockey skill set. And a very efficient shot by Cam Downey as he reset the clock inside, working in close quarters, but not able to finish was Tyler Ferreira. And they will get a fresh clock, go to work again, minute 30 to go in the power play. Round the horn it goes. Cutter, and again, 2 fakes. So Downey doing a good job finding the openings. Monarchs doing a good job of finding the cutters, but unlike last week, again, Clayton standing tall early on, makes another good save, and the Monarchs retain possession. Could overhand, but kicked aside, and in transition will be Jamie McMahon on a breakaway and all alone. Goes straight 5-hole, but Craig Wendy right there to shut the door. And we're going to have ourselves our first officials timeout.
Then I reset and come back. That way, as soon as a guy from the opposite side of the floor winds up, lets a shot go, you might as well go the minute his sticks comes forward. There's your fast break created, because he's either going to go wide, hit the goaltender, or it's going to go in the net, and you're going to be at the center floor when the ball's behind the white line.
But now that's good philosophy, because that's your defensive thinking, right? And a lot of times you got now, if you look at some of the guys or the way we played, if you could have a one-dimensional game, you had to figure your career was going to last a lot longer. So, we both know that. As back to action here, as the RiverWolves now are going to try to work some clock here with 25 seconds to go in the minor penalty. 1-0 in favor of the Monarchs here, and the RiverWolves off to a bit of a slow start, but two teams that struggled goaltending-wise are getting some good early net minding here as Wendy makes another save, sends the outlet to Patty Miles, and he'll bring it up, flip and retreat to the bench. And too casual on the play. You only get 8 seconds. And the Monarchs with a little bit of a mental lapse there. They turn it over, and the RiverWolves now are back to full strength, 5-on-5. Ball starts on the right, swung over to the left. Not able to handle the pass was Desvo. They do recover with Burke at the top. Keene looking on the right side, dumps it back to Burke. Burke will swing it.
Just what I mentioned about defense. You looked at that. Every one of the defensive players had at least 5 or 6 feet between them and the man. I tell the guys on offense, you want to make the defense tired. And the only way you're going to make them tired is make them push you, lean on them. And you're also going to draw their attention away from the ball.
Well, you got to figure you're playing man-to-man. You're not playing zone, as 10 on the shot clock now. Monarchs doing covering a lot of ground, but not doing not very efficiently as they turn it over, and the RiverWolves now are going to bring it back in transition. Hunter Angus will peel off. He'll flip, and the offense will go to work.
You just lost 10 seconds off your 30-second clock, and the ball's at center floor.
I'm in full agreement with you, Blair. That's one of the things that I've seen, in my opinion, kind of slow this game down, and we're definitely going to have an injured player there as that shot.
I was from Berkey.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what.
He doesn't let it go soft, that's for sure.
Well, no, there's one guy I know of in that family that shot it a lot harder, and that's his dad, because I played against him. Well, man, could Bobby fire a goal up.
Well, that's why we got you up in the booth here, Blair.
That's why I'm not down there no more.
Well, listen, every dog has his day, right? Opening quarter, 1-0 for the Monarchs as Braden Curran with a flip pass. Keene not able to handle it. Wendy does, and the Monarchs now will have to move it on back up. Inadvertent shot clock. They get it over the timeline.
One shot clock had run down to 0, and the one to our left was still up at 20.
So it looked like they're going to get those technical issues sorted out in the box, and Another delayed penalty coming to the RiverWolves, and some of the things that we'd like to see changed. Our philosophy, I believe, is that as a developmental league, the safety of our players has to be number one priority, and I'm sure you agree.
I don't think it's strictly our mandate. It should be any league, period. The safety has to come first. You have to look at that situation. Now they're going to be 2 men down. Oh, no, my mistake. That one I think is going to Toronto. But in conjunction with what you just said a minute ago, definitely we want to see the chip. You don't want to take the chippiness away. That's going to be there. But you want to see sensible stuff. You don't want to unfortunately, you're never, ever, ever going to be able to stop fighting in a league like this. It just happens. It happens in minor hockey. It happens in minor lacrosse. It's going to happen. You got guys whacking each other with a stick. Somebody's going to get ticked.
Wendy, a good job off the Mike Burke shot. And you're right, Blair. And I think the idea is that if it happens in the flow of the game, that's one thing. If you're standing at the center circle, disrobing before you decide to get to the fisticuffs, well, that's what we want to curb. That shot from Sam Postma couldn't find the mark, and the RiverWolves now will bring it back. 5:10 to go. So we talked about the goaltending off the top, Blair, and certainly each of these two netminders, both veterans, know the importance of it, and they've done a good job here in this first quarter.
100% in agreement. And the other situation that's occurred is I think both Ds to this point have been playing well because most of the shots have been from outside that 25-foot dotted line.
And I think that's important, of course. The dotted line, something I like to see on all floors. They want to get rid of it. And I think it's always been a marker. I guess I may be a bit of an old school guy. Quick underhand, but a good save.
And that right there could have very easily been a follow-through slash, which is one of the penalties that I would like to see brought back in and called a little more because guys are following through. I realize we're playing with plastic sticks, whatever. How that still hurts when you got a guy winding up full tilt and he comes.
Yes, you should put your hand up, Blair, without a doubt.
And I got the 16 knee operations to prove it.
Big shot from Burke from the top. Can't find the mark. No reset on the shot clock. Curling around, looking down low. Nothing doing there. Couldn't field it cleanly. But curling around, and again, well wide, was Connor Goodwin.
Great stick work by Jason Crawford. He got his stick in the way twice there. Look at
Goodwin now finds the corner on Wendy, and the Monarchs jump out to a 2-0 lead. Even a power play marker for the RiverWolves, and violation off the draw. Jamie McMahon's going to scoop it up. He's going to curl out as he draws a double team, and Pat Miles caught him on the blind side, took it from him, and again, Miles is going to go for the slash. And
I'll be honest with you and tell you that when I was in midget, and that's going a long way back, by the way, I actually tried a Tupperware stick back then. The whip on the shot was a lot greater, but give me a Woody anytime.
Didn't have the accuracy, I'm sure, as a beautiful finish there for Keene as he makes good and takes advantage of that power play, and the RiverWolves jump out to a 2-1 lead.
And it's tough to go from down to up, too, but it was a great shot.
Off the draw, the Monarchs control now. 3:15 to go, opening quarter. And taking it to the net was Michael Gillen. Rebound corralled and a fresh clock for the Monarchs. Campbell Parker in his first year in the league and looking for a hold call.
Oh, it's coming.
And it is definitely coming, you're right. And RiverWolves will be a man short again. 10 on the shot clock. Flip back, dance, hit as he released it. Still have the safety with just 4 on the shot clock. Need a quick shot. Sidearm wide, and we are going to have ourselves another Visionware power play. Go here as the Monarchs now will go to work with a man advantage. We'll see if they utilize the same philosophy as the RiverWolves did. Gapping the box, of course. That's what your top man has to do. And Dance winding up, loading, couldn't find the net. RiverWolves now will lug it back over the timeline. Good stick check there by Downey, but recovered by Burke, and Burke's going to go for a bit of a run. Bounce off a couple defenders and kick it back out to Curran. Braden Curran back in the lineup, missed the first game of the season. And I'm sure Coach Dubrick glad to have him back, although that was an ill-advised pass picked off by Patty Miles. 2-on-1, and with all day to finish was Downey, but a good save there by Nolan Clayton to keep this a 2-1 game.
Clayton's a pretty big boy up top. You've only got a couple inches on either side. It's going to be hard to beat him high.
Round the horn, working left side, got the cutter and tried to switch hands, but crease is called. And it will be Paris ball going up the other way. Minute 20 to go here in the opening quarter.
The difference in that cut right there, if he gets that ball to the back of his stick instead of having to reach forward, he doesn't have to cross hands. He gets a good quick stick away.
The importance of using both hands, Blair, that's a skill that has become a little bit more prominent. But I see some of these guys now trying to cheat, and instead of full switch, they're just bringing the hands to the other side. Monarchs, a good job of lugging over the timeline, Nathan Ethier, but not able to make a good pass. And it'll be Scott Johnson. Dump it off to Drake Smith. Smith will curl out, working on the half boards, kicks it out. Goodwin. 30 seconds to go here, opening quarter. About a 10-second or 12-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Under 10 now. That pass goes awry. Monarchs now will work it up. Miles. He's going to lug it. They have numbers in transition. Head man up. Good defense, though, by Marcus Minichelio. And the trailer is Dance. That shot right on. Nolan Clayton, good save there. 2 on the clock. And that's going to do it for the opening quarter. And the switch hands and doing a full switch as opposed to just crossing your arms over. And, you know, the more, the better you become at switching hands, the more effective you can be as a lacrosse player.
And excuse me. And I think a lot of this has come since we've had a lot more people up in Canada now starting to play field lacrosse, where you've got that wide open space and you've got time to do it in here. And it's one of the other reasons why a lot of kids from Canada are going to the U.S. and
off the draw, Monarchs. Clean win there by Tyler Halls. He'll hold on to it, look for some help before retreating to the bench, and that's exactly what he does as their full-scale changes. And again, Blair, like you said, 10 seconds already off that clock before you can even get into your offense.
We got another delay penalty coming up. I'm not going to be surprised if it's another slash either.
Well, I think what has to happen is the players have to start adjusting. Quick shot by Dan, stopped. And like you said, we are going to have another Visionware power play.
Hands touched. Just put your stick on your hand, on the hands, and leave it there.
There are lots of little ways that you can distract an offensive player without that big windup. And again, that goes back to our talk about intent. Around the horn it goes for the Monarchs. Dipsy doodling, not a lot of room there. Again, gapping, and again, another finish, and a beautiful job there by Jordan Dance.
That's what caused that goal.
That's one of the new wrinkles, and I apologize. I've got my score counters a little bit off. It is 3-2 for the Monarchs, not 4-1. Unnecessary credit. A good job there to battle and get that over the timeline. So Tyler Hall's doing a great job in the circle as a draw man, and the Monarchs now go to work. 15 on the shot clock. Dump down low, working on the left side. Good stick check by Medeiros. No reset. It's hockeyed up to center, but the Monarchs will work. Quick shot as the shot clock winds down. RiverWolves now will pick it up. King is going to lug it over the timeline, and the RiverWolves now will get a chance to go to work. 12:50 to go here in the second quarter. Spencer Pike on the left side. Big shot coming, loads it up. Wendy right there where he should be, and he'll outlet, and the Monarchs will move it up the other way.
Once again there, Lance, if you watch the defense at all, there was 4 Toronto Monarchs inside the dotted line, not pressuring anybody.
And you don't know if they're playing a collapse defense or a bit of a zone. Good switch hands there. We talked about that. A full switch from Scott Johnson. Couldn't find the net. And the Monarchs now will bring it up and set up on offense. Even though he didn't hit that net, I think that's a great attempt, Blair, of
sure,
using both hands.
Nice little swim move and change hands as he made the swim move over top of the defensive player. And the defensive player was caught running backwards and crossed his feet trying to turn around.
Good job taking the outlet there by Jonah Beam. And the RiverWolves now. Both teams at full strength, and I say that because it hasn't happened too often in this game, certainly not in the opening quarter. That shot well wide with the shot clock winding down, and Miles is going to wait for it, and he'll pick it up and wait for the offense to come back out.
One of the things I'd like to
pass. Sorry, Blair, go ahead.
One of the things I'd like to see these coaches work on with these guys. Oh, what a Dance has his third. Try to teach the guy shoot over the shoulder. The white's going to block the white.
Well, I thought you were alluding to the white in your beard being a little bit of a hidden.
Oh yeah, you looked in the
point,
mirror lately.
You know what? That's the thing. But you see, and again, we allude to that as, of course, being silver and not white. So that's a little different.
Mine's jet white.
Well, you're wearing it well, sir. So.
Well, I appreciate that.
Monarchs bring it up now and set it up. Krapinsic now will dump it off, working on the half boards. Go back to the top and dance. Dance one-on-one. Got lots of moves. Very slippery. Good skip pass. And a quick shot from Downey. Stopped, and that lead pass to Smith goes past him, but recovering was Brandon Porga. And he loses it, and the Monarchs now will bring it back with 10:30 to go here in the second quarter.
One of the things, I'm going to let, he dropped it off. One of the things that the coaches try to teach these guys now is to keep the middle open in the offensive zone. And that was the first time I saw the Toronto team actually collapse on offense, all of them inside the dotted line, which just basically, that allows the defense to do nothing.
Yes, again, it's almost like you're setting up in a box or in a zone.
Except you're on offense.
And that's that may be a bit of a problem on that end for sure.
Well, you got no room to cut. You got no room to get the ball across. Now you've got 9 out of 10 guys standing inside that 15-foot square.
And you know one thing you need on offense is spacing, and that's key, is that sidearm is stopped by Clayton, and we will have another official's timeout. So the RiverWolves now will bring it up. Drake Smith will get it over the timeline, get it back again. Working on the half boards is Burke. Burke will swing it over. Pike left side, fake, can't get the shot off. Still winding up, taking it hard, can't switch hands, and he's mauled. And Curran's shot stopped, and once again we will have another Visionware power play.
Well, I guess the best way to say this one is it was a holding call. That's a lot of weight to be bringing down.
Sometimes you need a little help there as Burke will size it up. Sidearm finds the mark.
Oh, yeah.
So Mike Burke there does a good job, and he cuts into that deficit. Now they trail 4-3.
That's Mikey's game. Mikey's a great ball player. He's got it both ways. He can shoot the ball, which we just witnessed, obviously. He was 30 feet out.
This, of course, being the third season as off the draw. The RiverWolves now will pick it up. Just over 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Good job by Marcus Minicello getting hounded by Jordan Dance. It's Keene, gets a screen from Burke. Sidearm steered aside by Wendy. And I'm checking to make sure Wendy is still between the pipes. And a fresh clock.
Get the ball to the guy behind the net. Jordan's got no stick.
And trying to do something was Curran. That shot from Keene was wide of the mark. And Not sure. A lot of tires being blown on that carpet. Lead pass. Dance already has a hat trick. Good fake. Tried to go 5-hole, but Clayton closed the door, and the RiverWolves now will bring it back the other way.
And Jordan's out of gas right now. He can't see that bench quick enough right now.
Keene working down on the crease. Has it stripped. And recovered by the Monarchs, and they will move it up.
That was really good D down there by Mike Burke. Mike
dumped
Gillen.
it off, and the trailer comes flying in, and Campbell Parker, his shot stopped, and Clayton will send away Big Rob King. King, 2-on-2, his shot blocked, and good transition lacrosse here as the Monarchs now will bring it up.
Sorry, I correct myself there. That was defense by Mike Gillen. He did a great job down there stripping the ball.
Tanner Buck will swing it to the other side, working on the right side. Ed Renault, and that shot goes wide, will go over the timeline. And that will be possession Paris. 7:20 to go here in the second quarter. RiverWolves working on the left side, swing it to Burke on the right. His quick shot, good save by Wendy, and Wendy is going to send it up and loft it perfectly for Matt Hodgkins. Miles working on the boards, will scoop it up, and he will retain possession and set things up left. With shot clock now winding down, under 10. Good kick over to the right side, looking for a cutter. Can't find the skip pass.
See this? Nobody getting back. That was down to 3 seconds, the ball on the floor. Everybody stood there looking at it. You've got to react in this game. You can't let yourself get caught watching it go up the ball.
You're right about that, Mr. Campbell, as Keene will set things up. Smith looking for Keene on the give and go. It's gone and went. Good job retrieving that and going hard to the net, but a big save by Wendy.
It's in his shin pad.
That's Connor Goodwin.
There it is. Yep.
Had a golden opportunity working right along the crease, but not able to beat the quick reflexes of Craig Wendy.
That was a situation that was made by a quick first step. He was able to come out of that corner and already had his defender beat.
Monarchs with a flip pass looking for a cutter, and that one is knocked ahead. It's a race for it. Good job by Medeiros to win that race. Reaches over and picks the far corner. So Josh Medeiros, after 3 penalties in the opening quarter, comes back and pockets his first of the game. And we are tied now, 4-4.
On the stick, so the stick would come back and give the guy an easy target to hit. He kept it in front of him, made a beautiful fake low, and come back up high over top of the goalie's shoulder. You cannot get from down to up as a goaltender. If you can get a goaltender going down, you're going to get him beat every time up high because he just can't come back up.
Got to hit bottom before you can come back up. Jordan Dance now working on the left side. Momentum right now in favor of the RiverWolves as this game's tied with 5:25. Good bounce shot, but again, Clayton.
Oh, missed Jordan Dance right on the crease all alone.
And if you're a defender, that's not the guy you want to leave open. He is a finisher. Kicked back out, plenty of time on the shot clock.
Don't push it,
guys.
You got time.
Good job, dumps it off, and a big save as Tanner Buck had a golden opportunity. RiverWolves now will lug it back out. Jamie McMahon.
It was one of those, he got so tight to the crease when he made his fake, the goalie was able to back up against the goal line, and you're not going to get him going over his shoulder on that one.
Talk about covering the angles as Pike, big overhand, stopped by Wendy. Wendy looking for the outlet, and he gets it. Monarchs now will bring it over the timeline. He threw a dump it off. Good pass as the Monarchs convert on a quick give and go.
Right, and actually put it back behind the goalie, bringing him across with him.
So they made that give and go look easy. Funny how the fundamentals of the game always seem to come into play Blair,
Pass,
no matter
catch,
what.
shoot.
That's exactly it. Little things, pick and roll, give and go, those kind of things have been around this game since its inception, and you see teams still utilizing that. Doing a good job to avoid a couple defenders was Minicello. Shot clock winding down under 10. Pass looking for McMahon on the crease. Not caught cleanly, but Burke's there to save the day. His shot blocked. Wendy will knock it down and corral it, and the Monarchs will bring it back out. 3:40 to go here in the half. Ferreira will kickstart this offense here, working on the left shooter spot. Dump down to the half boards, and it's going to be a too many men call on the Monarchs. Important you hear it from the expert, of course, as the...
Okay. Thank you for that one.
We are going to allude to that for now. May change going forward, but for now we'll work that. Pike at the top of this power play for the RiverWolves, and a forced turnover, and that's going to be a penalty, and again, that's going to nullify the power play. Connor Goodwin, the guilty party, as the teams now will play 4-on-4. And I think, Blair, I like the fact that the officials are on this early. They set the tone of the game. The players are going to have to adjust their style, and that's the whole idea behind cutting down on a lot of this stick work. It's not about the referees adhering to the way these guys are playing. It's about the referees calling the game tight and these guys playing good, solid lacrosse and easing up on the slashing.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's a difference between a slash and being on a player's hands. There's a big difference in that. And you know what? These sticks can really hurt somebody because you don't realize those palm gloves are open. Your fingers are exposed. Your thumb is exposed.
They're also shorter, too.
Yeah, shorter cuffs.
We know when we went to battle, boy, you made sure you had your arms all fitted with your inserts. Your gloves were nice and high. No palms, of course, for control. Quick underhand.
Yeah, and you used to get in a fight and you couldn't get the darn stuff back on again in the right place.
But, you know, you could grab a hold of a cage. That's probably about it. You didn't want to make a fist because you didn't want to hit it. Down low to Keene from
nice
McMahon,
move.
and a good save by Wendy will send the Monarchs back the other way. Minute 45 to go here in the opening half. 4-on-4 for another 14 seconds.
They're going to end up with about a 20-second power play, and it's the question of whether they can use it.
Good sweep and dive attempt by Ferreira.
They had to get that shot away quick to get the time clock to get that 20 seconds out.
Jonah Beam will dump it off. So now the Monarchs on a power play for another 12 seconds. So Mike Burke will log a little bit of time here with 14 on the shot clock. Look for a cutter. Spencer Pike tried to tiptoe along that white crease line. Couldn't do it. And here come the Monarchs with just over a minute to go in the half. And teams now back at full strength.
Oh, boy. Kevin Dance was
low
all on a crease, all alone.
Postma couldn't get it to him, went off a defender's helmet, and now he's got his hands full with the shot clock under 10. Dumps it off, draws a double team, good swing over, and a better save from Clayton as Downey got off a good shot, fresh 30, 40 seconds to go in the half. Looking to throw that down, dancing around the crease is Jordan, and it'll come up wide, no reset. But the Monarchs regain possession. Downey will swing it across to Dance. 10-second differential. Shot clock winding down. Dance shot well wide. And they dump it in the corner and let it run out. 10 seconds to go in the half.
That was exactly what I've been talking about before, about 5 seconds, because you heard the bench yell exactly what was left of the shot clock. And
in the same breath.
Okay, I'm an old guy, okay?
I'm impressed with that. So
You're
give
impressed
Blair
I can
Campbell
remember
credits.
that far back?
No,
or what?
not at all. Under 10 to go. Winding down, RiverWolves with an empty net, extra attacker. Good shot from Keene.
Heads up.
It is flipped off the rafters, and that will do it. A very entertaining penalty-filled opening half, but after 30 minutes of play, it is The Toronto Monarchs 5 and the Paris RiverWolves 4. Tyler Hall, Jamie McMahon doing battle, and off the draw, McMahon gets it back. RiverWolves had it momentarily, Rob King, and now the Monarchs will pick it up and settle in. Halls will dump it off, and they now will change up and get the offense out there. Monarchs, of course, leading this one by a goal. As that pass goes awry, and Nolan Clayton back between the pipes for Paris, and of course Craig Wendy for the Monarchs.
Well, that was a situation where they're looking for Jordan Dance off the pick and roll, and Jordan pulled himself back out because he realized the opportunity wasn't there.
Working on the right side was Burke. Big shot there, but a better save. That came from Desvaux, and now the Monarchs will bring it up over the timeline and set things up. Good curl in, but not able to find the mark was Jordan Medeiros. And now the RiverWolves and Braden Curran, the transition specialist, will remain out there on offense as they set things up. Spencer Pike will slide over to his spot. A good job by Burke off the post, and they'll get a fresh 30 to work with. Burke working one-on-one at the top, draws a double team. Good defense. Close the door, and now the Monarchs will take it back, and they've got some numbers. 3-on-2. Dump down low, wrong stick side. Can't find the mark. Was Riley Morgan.
That's where a switch hand would have been nice.
That was a prime example there, Blair. If you're able to switch hands, he had plenty of time to do it and still possibly find that corner. But again, not the easiest skill to learn. Got to practice it.
I'll tell you a story about how I taught my son to do it.
Well, you're chock full of stories. I know that, as the Monarchs now racing out and trying to do that was Halls. And the RiverWolves now will come back the other way with 12:50 to go here in the third. Connor Goodwin will dump it off. They'll reset from the top in Keene. Keene flipped to Smith. Smith underhand, stopped by Wendy. Couldn't find it, and it's crease ball. Monarchs will move it on up.
"18 seconds and on the shot clock left, and they get the final guy off the floor for a change. Stay there. It's too late at that point.
I would agree when half the shot clock's down, and a good dump in, but having his stick where he should was Clayton. Sometimes goaltenders get a little too active and forget to leave that there, and very casual, and that's an 8-second call, and it's a turnover for the Monarchs.
There's a pass you don't see utilized too much more in lacrosse. It's a nice bounce pass.
Well, you know what, Blair, and that brings up the next topic. We were talking about angles and playing things off the shot, but I think that back in the day, that was a lot more important for us because we were playing on concrete.
Yeah.
And you kept the spin, you had to read the spin and watch where it was going, and those things made a big difference. Now on this carpet, things are a lot slower. You know, and
well, the ball has a tendency to deaden because of the underpad. But having played on both when I played lacrosse in the Pro League myself years ago, the things you can make a ball do with on AstroTurf is phenomenal. Like you can make it spin different ways, you can make it bounce different ways. It's a lot of fun to watch once you get used to it.
Well, a majority of the box lacrosse now being played on carpet.
Yeah.
And a little easier, I think, on the players and for longevity for sure. But those are the kind of little quirks that you have to take into consideration.
Yeah, and the other thing you got to watch and be very, very cautious of is because of the colors and the dyes in the turf. If you skin one, you better get it looked at pretty quick because if you get that paint or that dye into that cut, you can gain an infection real quick.
So good piece of advice there, and coming from an expert again, still an expert in the third as Dance underhand wide, shot clock winding down, and that'll be a violation. So the RiverWolves now will play it where it lies, trailing by a goal. Curran will dump it down to Pike on the half boards. He'll wind up off the post. So big shot from Spencer Pike.
And he did a great job selling that to the goalie in the aspect that the goaltender actually slid to his right and the ball came back to his left off the near post. Just the angle of his stick going out was able to fool the goalie. The goalie thought he was going wide and he brought it back across his body.
Well, we talk about that, and with a number of different shots coming from a number of different angles, whether it be your sidearm, your underhand, or your backhand, my philosophy is still the toughest shot to stop is an overhand.
Yeah.
Monarchs going to work here. 9:35 to go here in the third. McMahon trying to close the door. That bounce shot off the screen, and we're going to have ourselves an official's timeout.
He's a natural left-hander playing lacrosse, but he was like outside on the field, and he was winding up for a long shot with the wrong hand.
Well, that's the beauty of having them new and improved, okay? Because I know he's much better looking than his dad. That I know, okay? So if he grabbed something from you and took it to the next level, then good on him for that. RiverWolves here still looking for the equalizer. Pike getting harassed by two defenders, still has it, pulls his way in, good team defense, gets the shot off, but that's it, draws a penalty, so Spencer Pike doing a good job on the offensive end.
I think he's calling him for an illegal cross-check, and the reason is the player was already on the ground, or your back's to him, or you're on the ground, because that's an intent to hurt when a guy's on the ground.
Absolutely, and hence the call there as the RiverWolves will go to work on another VisionWare power play. Round the horn it goes. Behind the net. Swung over, but that pass will go awry. Curran will track it down. Get it. Looking for the cutting Burke. Can't get it, but there's a good hard shot. Can't find the mark. And back in transition off the Goodwin miss. 2-on-2. Good hesitation move, but a better save, and that's going to be a high stick. As Curran battling for that. And
as a shooter, you like this because you got more room on the floor.
You do. I was assuming it was a 4-on-4 situation, but
it is.
Yes, you're right. Oh. And able to sneak that one through was Cam Downey, his second of the game. And the Monarchs now with a 6-4 advantage.
And that was a great individual effort.
That goal does not nullify the penalty. And we continue to go 4-on-4 here with just under 8 minutes to go in the third. Rob King with a big screen.
Could have got called for a moving pick because he leaned right into him.
Well, that's another gray area we found in this game as Burke comes off that screen and gets a good overhand off. Steered aside by Wendy, and up come the Monarchs. Halls going to the net. His shot handled easily by Clayton. And the RiverWolves now will try to get it over the timeline. Good work there by Jonah Beam. He'll give it off to Pike, and Pike will float it up and get it back. Reloads the overhand, stopped by Wendy. Miles with a defender on him, holds on to it. Drake Smith all over him, flips that one up, and a good job by Jordan Dance to run under it. Draws the double team and loses it. Monarchs, though, still fighting for it. Loose on the carpet. And a good job to swoop in there and get it with Scott Johnson. Johnson's bounce pass, and they will move it up over the timeline.
Delayed on Toronto.
So the Monarchs will be playing a man down again. 19 seconds to go in the.
They're getting called for too many men on the floor, so they figure they might as well leave the fifth man out there. They got the penalty.
Well, kind of makes sense, and good quick stick attempt, but comes up empty. And the shot clock goes. So RiverWolves now the power play trailing by 2, and a chance here to cut this deficit in half. Round the horn it goes with Burke at the top. Pike's at the left shooter. You've got Keene at the right shooter and Drake Smith on the crease. It's Connor Goodwin that was down on the left crease, and He comes up with a big hit there, and that will force a turnover. Should be interference call. And it's going to be Paris ball. I thought you should have blown that down earlier. As soon as you put two hands on a guy.
No, if you don't have a stick in your hand, you're well within your rights. It's almost like a cross-check as a push. But before they blew that whistle, that was down to 20 seconds on the shot clock. That's 2 seconds too long. It should have been blown anyways.
Smith now will interchange on the right side. Good no-look pass, but Spencer Pike was not aware of it. That underhand shot goes wide, and it's going to go over the timeline. And the Monarchs are going to try to make wholesale changes as they will get possession way down in the RiverWolves end. Minute 9 to go in the penalty. 5:23 left here in the third. Monarchs will try to work some clock here. A minute to go in the penalty. They'll keep it way outside. 15 on the shot clock. And Blair, you look at this scenario, and I think back to our day when really you could kill that full 2 minutes. You know, if you had certain guys that were able to take checks and rag that ball, you could have a guy almost kill the entire penalty himself.
Well, a lot of teams, to deal with the 30-second shot clock, can thank Jimmy Bishop for it. Great a man as he was, his team out west controlled the ball for 19 minutes plus in one period. The other team never even saw it. Hence, the 30-second shot clock came in.
Well, I'm definitely in favor of the shot clock. It's when there's a penalty,
yeah.
I'd like to see them be able to extend the defense and not let 30 seconds off and then throw it down and then go back to work on offense.
There's a knack to ragging the ball on defense when you're a man down, and you know I love to watch teams that do it. I think you got to push from behind here.
You do. Good job by Cam Downey to take it hard to the net. He drew that. Monarchs back to work here as
pulling the goaltender, getting the ball on the offside of the floor. Oh, putting him back in.
Penalty over, and now the Monarchs will go to work on the power play with just over 4 minutes to go here in the third.
They've moved Jordan to the shooter. Jordan did a great job playing the top.
Good bounce shot from Downey, but good pad save by Clayton. Fresh
Here we go.
30.
A little bit more ball movement.
And Dance now will slide to the top. Leaving that side well open, looking in for the quick stick. Good try, and Dance has no fear, working right in the heart of the defense.
You don't want to stand beside him, Lance. He can come up to the middle of your chest. He's not a big boy, but I'll tell you what, he's got a heart of a lion.
And hands of gold, and vital to this Monarchs team. Around the horn now, they'll start gapping that box. Looking down low, skip pass, doesn't find anyone. Managed to regain it, and that flip intercepted, and Jamie McMahon now will race away with it. He'll head man and move it up. They'll get it over the timeline. Thomas Whitty will dump to Pike. Pike one-on-one. He'll use his muscle, but he's matched. Good defense by Matt Hodgkins. And Keene trying to get on track here. Hard one-handed shot. Shot clock winding down. They'll leave the ball and let it go. And they're close to a delay of game from Whitty. Luckily, he got away with that. And 20 seconds left in the Monarchs power play.
Trust me, the Monarch bench was screaming for it.
Working on the right side, swung back to the top.
Can't stand with the ball, you got to move it.
Shot just missed that far corner. And
good call, glanced off the post.
So good eye and a fresh clock, Monarchs, as the team's now 5 aside. At full strength. Dance. Got away from the boards in a hurry, swung back, left side, looking for an opening, sidearm stop. McMahon in traffic, and that's picked up and pocketed neatly by Ed Renault. The opportunity to find the back of the net, and that's going to be an over and back.
Crew chief is going to correct this. It was not. That's not over and back off of a face-off.
Forward motion
Yeah.
while in the neutral zone and then passed it back. And
but the forward motion was in the motion of picking the ball up. It was all in one.
You're still in that neutral zone, I think that's what the officials called. In transition now, the RiverWolves stop, shot off the rafters, will go up the other way. Minute 35 to go here in the third.
One of the things that was nice to see was the benches not screaming and yelling at the referees about that situation. I know we've talked to them about that in the past, that can occur. Great job, too, by Blair Ferguson, the crew chief, to go to the benches and explain what happened.
I think communication's the key, and you're right. And I think a lot of times coaches get hot as it looks like, not sure if it's going to be coincidentals or it's just
I don't think so. I think it's just the Monarchs.
He scores. Now, of course, my count up here is not the official count. The scorekeepers do that. But around the horn it goes. RiverWolves going to work. Burke looking low, stopped by Wendy. It's picked up and a good headman, but just a bit too far. As Clayton will come out and send them the other way. Under a minute to go here in the third. Burke dumps it to Smith. Smith looking across. Good save by Wendy. Got the shoulder up.
That was a good call. Even though he was over the crease, his feet were not on the ground. He was outside the crease when he jumped, inside the crease when he landed.
And the RiverWolves do retain possession around the horn. Burke looking low. Tough angle, quick stick, stopped, reset. 34 on the shot on the game clock. Ball loose in the corner. Good battle by Goodwin. Got it back out. Backhand pass, Burke. Smith sizing things up. Got a good shot off, but Wendy again up to the task. Burke, Smith, kick, Pike, bounce shot, stopped by Wendy, picked up. Wendy with another big save. Craig Wendy.
Wow.
You're going to have to arrest that man for robbery. Big save from in tight.
Did you see the look on Goodwin's face? It was like, what just happened?
On the clock, question is how much. So 2.8 seconds. Burke has it at the top. And he's just going to take a long looking down low, and they almost capitalize. But again, Wendy closed the door.
Same guy, Goodwin.
And a great job, a very entertaining third quarter at the end of 3. It's the Monarchs 7 and the RiverWolves 4.
He's been the only guy that's really been beating him consistently.
Well, I agree. I mean, you're not getting a whole lot. You got to get something more from your gunners. Dan Keene, he's got a goal. Mike Burke's only got a goal as well. But you need guys like Drake Smith to step up. Spencer Pike has got to get that shot off. So it's going to be key here if they want to make up this 3-goal deficit. And the Monarchs now controlling with possession here to start the fourth. Dance working on his wrong stick side. Puts on the brakes, finds a cutter, and a good finish. So Jordan Dance picks up the trailer in Tyler Ferreira, who pots his first of this game. Has never happened.
No, and you also can't relax or let up on your defensive.
RiverWolves now bring it back, looking for something. Quick shot, blocked. Miles did a good job to knock that one down, and the outlet from Wendy floated into Kripensek's stick and going hard to the net and finishing strong.
But Paris has to do something to get their feet moving. They're standing still.
Well, it's almost a 5-0 run for the Monarchs. No goals scored in the third for Paris. So they were shut down, and Toronto just seemed to have taken the wind out of their sails with some good fundamental lacrosse and good transition lacrosse. Give and go, and that one was thrown away, but not over the timeline. Still got lots of time on the shot clock.
I don't know why we had a reset.
I think that's what the refs were saying, and certainly some yelling from the RiverWolves bench. A well-earned reset here.
Yes.
As they'll go back to work now and swing it around to the right side. Good quick shot there from Downey. Couldn't find the mark. RiverWolves, though, will get it now and move it up out the back door to Curran. Not able to get that pass on the money.
You don't get many fast breaks like that wide open, and you got to take advantage of them. That was just a poor pass overthrown.
Good overhand. That's wide of the mark. And we'll go over the glass, and we'll stay right here. Toronto ball.
They're saying it went off of a white sweater, so.
Swung around on the right side. Looked like Sam Postma down in that corner getting pinned by Josh Medeiros, and bit of a size difference there for sure. As the RiverWolves now will bring it up. RiverWolves missing Travis Burton tonight, of course. Good transition defender. Keene looking for something, drops it off. And that shot, Pike is, with the exception of one on the post and working down on the crease, was Curran, not able to find the mark. Gets it back, and it's going to be possession to the Monarchs with just over 12 minutes to go here in the fourth. Good job in Tanner Buck. Split the D, and going to have an illegal cross-check call here. And so Riley Martinell.
No, it was definitely a penalty, but I thought it was more of a trip, and he called it a cross-check, that's all.
Monarchs will go to work for the 8th time on the power play. And with plenty of room to work, dump it down low to the crease. Good save by Clayton. Fresh 30 for Toronto. Dance working on the half boards, will swing it around. Dance will park himself right in the middle. Pop back out, get that pass. Working now on the left shooter. Bring it around, 15 on the shot clock. Dance will dump it off. They've looked down low again. Clayton angle covered. Ball scooped up, another fresh clock. Minute 15 to go in the power play. 11 minutes to go here in the fourth. Monarchs in complete control here as they work it around the horn. Dance sizing it up, fakes, rolls, takes a check, tried the backhand. Didn't work, no reset. 5 on the shot clock. Need a quick shot. Good discipline, they dump it, but Dance takes a beating in there. Probably an ill-advised pass at that stage. And the Monarchs now are going to get saddled with a penalty. Not sure if it's going to be a...
Too many men on the floor.
Once again, Visionware getting lots of props tonight. A lacrosse apparel company made for players by the players. RiverWolves need a little something. Burke off the crossbar. It will stay right there. RiverWolves ball.
That just shows you how well Mike Burke can shoot, because he was on his wrong foot when he let that shot go.
Keene retreats to the bench, and a good outlet pass to Miles from Wendy, and he will curl out and wait for help as the teams play 4-on-4. 3-on-3 on the offensive end. 1-on-1 safety down in the other end, and blowing a tire was Renault, but boy, what a recovery as he completes the hat trick. A low bounce. Sure is, and I'm not sure if Clayton got fooled by Renault going down, blowing a tire, because he sure got up in a hurry and got off a good shot from a tough angle. So Monarchs in control here.
That was a very bad pass. He crossed his hands and tried to throw a pass rather than just pulling it down and stepping over the timeline. That's all he had to do. He had lots of room.
So these two teams came in with 1-1 records. And the Monarchs certainly poised here with 9:20 to go in the fourth. It's going to be tough sometimes because you have coaches that are the old school mentality. Yeah. But I think if we get the message through and do things beneficial for these guys, I think that a league like this can only help these guys grow.
Yeah, it's that learning curve, and that learning curve is not just for the players. It's for the coaches, the executives, the referees. It's for everybody's on that curve.
And I think that was the whole idea, as the RiverWolves now will go to work. 15 seconds left in their power play. And maybe a good idea just to stop the run. Got to get one here in the second half. They haven't scored yet here in a quarter and a half. Ball loose. RiverWolves jump on it. And a good hard shot, but Wendy closed the door. And he will send a deep pass on the money. Good defense recovery anyway, as it was Campbell Parker that was destined to hit in there all alone.
Yeah, Matt Lee did a good job taking his stick out of play. Once it hit the stick, he made sure he wasn't getting it back in it.
Lee setting the screen, working a two-man game with Keenan Burke, and there's nothing good about that, as Burke, I believe Burke.
Yeah, it was Burke. Burke, he hit him right
Monarch
square in the helmet.
The RiverWolves have been shut out in the second half by Craig Wendy and the Monarchs. So I think for their psyche, it would be important to find the back of the net at least a couple more times before the end of this game. But that, of course, easier said than done. Off the face-off, RiverWolves, and Keene gets worked over. Good, and the Monarchs come out with it. And they'll get it over the timeline and set up on offense. Teams at full strength. 7:45 to go in the fourth. Jordan Dance working the left side, one-on-one. Gets a screen, takes a high stick, bounces off, two fakes, pocket in the corner. Jordan Dance, his fourth of the game. The three, so certainly it was Clayton's doing, and good job by Lee off the draw, using his speed, and the RiverWolves will set things up. Rarely in this game can you blame the netminder. It's a game where you just can't worry about anyone's goals against average.
It brings you that no eye-in team, and you're looking at a situation where the defense it's not a one-man defense, it's a six-man defense.
Well, and that's what you talk about defensive rotation. Just because Dance beat his man, well, where's the help coming? And it just didn't come, and you're going to leave any netminder at the mercy of a talent like Dance, and he's going to find the back of the net good 8 out of 10 times.
And so he should in reality, because he knows where he's going with it. The goalie doesn't.
He's the only one that knows. Monarchs working down low, kick it back out to the top, sidearm. First shot from Dunkerley is a good one. Come into this game.
And that's not what you want to see when you first come into a game. You want to feel the ball.
First and foremost, get a feel. RiverWolves off the draw. 6.5 to go here in the fourth.
Pretty sure that's 11-4, isn't it?
I think it's 12, actually.
You may be right.
Either way, I think the rest's going to be academic here, as the RiverWolves are going to just try their best to get on the score sheet here in the second half. Good dipsy doodle, and Wendy, though, boy, oh boy, he's been a wall between those pipes here today.
Smartest thing right now that Coach Blaine Manning can tell his squad: play smart, stay out of the penalty box. We got a 7 or an 8 goal lead. Don't give them opportunities. Don't get involved in anything.
Good give and go with Lee. Shot stopped by Wendy. And it's been a while since Wendy had to look behind him and take that ball out of the net, as he's working on a second half shutout, something almost unheard of in this game. As the Monarchs now will go back to work. Dance
almost
a
three-quarter shutout.
Right side. It's pretty impressive. 5 on the shot clock, and wide open was Dance. In close, wrong stick side though. But they get the rebound, and they will get a fresh clock. Blaine McCauley and his coaching staff have to be pretty pleased with the effort here by the Monarchs. Of course, week 3 action here. Quick shot. stopped, and the RiverWolves now will move it up in transition, looking for something. And they go to the bounce, but got to do better than that to beat Wendy as he pops up and sends the outlet out to Renault.
It's funny that that's the one thing that Jamie Dubrick, the coach from Paris, mentioned to me is they've got to get their O going.
And
4 goals isn't getting them going.
That's one of the keys to this game, hence the reason why they're losing. They got the goaltending that they were looking for, but they just didn't get the offense. And in this game, you need that combination to be competitive. These guys are too good. That shot off the screen, it will go the other way with Paris, and we will have an officials timeout.
Let's be smart about this, and let's take it as a teaching process.
So we'll see if that is the case for the Monarchs in the final 4 minutes. And no matter what you play, that's an interference call on Burke, and the Monarchs try to move it up. And they manage to corral the pass, and they will set things up in the offensive end.
This is where you want to slow down. There's just under 4 minutes to go. Slow it down. Take your full 30 seconds. Keep the ball out high. Gets down to 4 or 5 seconds. Let your guys go to the bench, dump it into a corner. If you get the opportunity to shoot, shoot.
Far side, can't find the mark. No reset on the shot clock. Dunkerley there to make that save, and he will send it the other way as we're at the 3.5-minute mark here, the fourth and final quarter. Monarchs with an impressive second half display as they just took this game over. And that shot from Curran kind of is symbolic of this evening for the RiverWolves. Not their best outing, as despite coming in with a 1-1 record, looked awfully good in the first game of the season, struggled in the next game, lost that 20-10. Although the score not really indicative of how competitive the game was.
That was exactly what I was just talking about. The Monarchs forced that play instead of taking their time, letting it come to them. You got to figure, you got 6 ball possessions, there's your 2 minutes gone in a game.
Well, you see at this stage of the game that there are a few of the Monarch players that don't normally play on offense doing just that and racing in. Good job of initially stick check, but no answer for speed. Tanner Buck off to the final buzzer. And that sort of effort doesn't go unnoticed by the coaching staff.
Oh, I guarantee it doesn't with what's on that bench.
Minicello will speed over the timeline. 2:25 to go here in the fourth. Monarchs in complete control. RiverWolves still looking for their first goal of the second half. Pike with a good overhand, steered aside by Wendy. Had a notion to try the dunk from behind. They swing it back out, and a bit too casual was Keene, but he manages to recover with plenty of time on the shot clock. And
delayed penalty coming up.
That's going to be a hold call, and the RiverWolves, though, with under 2 minutes to go, will get a chance to, at the very least, find the back of the net. You keep your head held high, and you play like you have it tomorrow. And that's going to be key. Still very early. We're only in week 3 of this Arena Lacrosse League season. Burke, the fake, moved in, stopped by Wendy. Ball loose. Monarchs pick it up, and they will move it up. Good job there by Gillen.
Oh,
and that pass.
That's not where you want to take a pass.
Probably not. Moved up. Keene will get it, and they'll go to work with 1.5 minutes to go on the power play. 1:25 left on the game clock. 13-4 the score. Keene. Pike, the top. Kicked back out. Tipped. Under 10 on the shot clock. Keene's going to let the underhand go, and Wendy again will close that up. Monarchs will pick it up and move it up. Kevin Harper will dump it down.
Slow it down and take the full 30.
Work some clock, under 1 minute to go here in the fourth. Dance. Hold the ball, but probably best to stay away from the boards, and he knows that and does just that.
There's no pressure from Paris.
And he'll just flip that down, and that'll be a violation. 34 seconds to go here in this game. An impressive performance by Blaine Colley's Toronto Monarchs as they are going to go to 2-1. Jamie Dubrick's RiverWolves will fall to 1-2. But you can bet these guys will meet again. And finally, a good job pocketing that rebound. RiverWolves with 15 seconds to go get on the scoreboard. Gets the lone marker for the RiverWolves here in the second half. Off the draw, 10 seconds to go, final 10. Good defense there, and they're going to let this one wind down, and that's going to be it. 13-5 will be the final in a game that was penalty-filled. And before we leave, Blair Campbell, your final thoughts of this game?
Well, I think if you're looking at it from a coaching aspect, two different sides of the coin. Number one, Jamie Dubrick told me before the game he's got to get his O going. All right, he didn't. So that means now we got to go back to square one and work that way. Blaine McCauley, I think, in the other way, he had his guys running. They were up. They were moving. There was constant movement. The ball was not standing still. Take that, use it for your benefit. The only thing I think both coaches have to do is at some point in time talk about their discipline.
So there you have it, right from the expert's mouth. I'd like to thank you for joining us, of course, for my partner, Blair Campbell, JVI Productions, naturally in the house. I'm Lance Wynn. We will see you next time as we will continue with Week 3 in the Arena Lacrosse League.